Well, good news and bad news. The good news is I won. The bad news is it's a hollow victory. He didn't show up. Police don't care if I'm harmed. The judge told me she's not allowed to tell me the legal process because she's a judge. That I have to ask a lawyer. Like who? The jackass my public pretender now? Because he's useless as tits on a fucking board. I don't like predators. Not even a little bit. Not even at all. Wolnez lost, so I have a lifelong protection order against him. If I so much as see him, I get to call the cops. That's right. If I see him, I can have him arrested. Now, he has been harming me through other people. It's not just Wolnez. I suppose we ought to celebrate this victory, right? Let's see. Sean Schwartz versus Andrew Wolnez, case number 23SK04974. In the Circuit Court of State of Oregon for the County of Tillamook. General judgment regarding stalking protective order. Notice to respondent. Review this judgment carefully. You must obey all provisions of this judgment, even if petitioner contacts you or gives you permission to contact them. You may be arrested and subject to civil and criminal penalties if you violate this judgment. This judgment is enforceable anywhere in Oregon and in every other state. One thing you might be surprised to know, I was never legally served a protection order. Ever. See, that's the thing about Natalie Bollinger. Because she was young and pretty. She was able to manipulate people into doing things that are felonies. People just assumed I must be guilty because of the way that I look, because of my gender, and because of her fucking slander. But guess what? Natalie Bollinger never accused me of molesting her, never accused me of raping her. Neither did Alicia Bollinger. Both of them accused their dad of those things. And you wonder why I exposed their dad. Jesus fuck. Wolnez lost. He's not allowed to contact me through Chris Stafford or those racist redneck pieces of shit. Also, this is good news for his baby mamas. Near as I hear, he got 7 kids that don't want nothing to do with him, and a bunch of baby mamas trying to get his ass That's right. He's a deadbeat. You really think he's taking care of his kids? Who's more likely to protect Wolnez's daughter, he or I? Me. I had to give out her phone number last night, but it's not her phone number anymore. It says, this matter came before the court on 3/22/2024. The court finds petitioner appeared, respondent did not. Respondent intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly engaged in repeated and unwanted contact with petitioner or a member of petitioner's immediate family or household, thereby alarming or coercing petitioner. It is objectively reasonable for a person in petitioner's situation to have been alarmed or coerced by the contact. The repeated and unwanted contact caused petitioner reasonable apprehension regarding their own personal safety or the personal safety of a member of petitioner's immediate family or household. Friends or family. A friend or family has to give a shit. What do I not have? A friend or family member. On the bright side, I fucking won. Right? Am I supposed to be happy about that? Well, there is some good news. Any of the other people trying to get protection orders against Andrew Wolnez can put my name down when they make their protection order. Because it asks if there are any other reasons why. Any other stalking orders. His baby mamas can all use my name to help their case. It said the court orders the petition for stalking protective order is granted. Respondent is prohibited from contacting petitioner or petitioner's immediate family or household members directly or through another person. Not that he bothered to follow that. Duration. This judgment does not expire. The terms of this judgment are permanent unless changed by further order of the court. Contact includes, but is not limited to, coming into visual or physical presence of the other person. That's right. If I see him, I can call the cops. It says following the other person. Oh, you mean like what he did on Saturday? Yeah, I can call the cops. Of course, I could call the cops this whole time. The problem is the cops don't do anything. It says waiting outside the home, property, place of work, or school of the other person or of a member of that person's family or household, including any specific addresses listed on the temporary order on petition citation for stalking protective order. It says sending or making written or electronic communications in any form to the other person. Speaking with the other person by any means. Communicating with the other person through a third person. Committing a crime against the other person. Communicating with a third person who has some relationship to the other person with the intent of affecting the third person's relationship with the other person. Oh, you mean literally all of the things that the Bollingers did is illegal? Of course it is. The cops wanted to pretend it's not, because all cops are pieces of shit. It says communicating with business entities with the intent of affecting some right or interest of the other person. Oh, you mean like what he's been doing this entire time? Amazing. It says damaging the other person's home, property, place of work, or school. Oh, you mean what he's been doing this whole time? It says delivering directly or through a third person any object to the home, property, place of work, or school of the other person. I wonder if a rock counts. It says service of process or other legal documents unless the other person is served as provided in ORCP 7 or 9. Note, this judgment does not prohibit respondent from appearing at any scheduled court appearances in this case. Unfortunately, I need to get back in there because he does have access to firearms and has threatened to shoot me. So this part right here needs to be checked. Oh, they did check the one that says respondent is prohibited from purchasing or possessing any firearms or ammunition. It says the attached firearms surrender and return terms apply and are made part of this judgment. He's not allowed to have guns. Said if the firearms prohibition above is marked by the judge, it is unlawful for you to possess or purchase a firearm, including a rifle, pistol, or revolver, and ammunition. Talk to a lawyer if you have questions about this. Well, lawyers don't work for free. Let's see. Certificate of Compliance with Full Faith and Credit Provisions of Violence Against Women Act. This is not a Brady certificate. If the order meets all full faith and credit requirements of the Violence Against Women Act. Oh, but violence against men doesn't count, does it? We give women a free ride. That's what we give them. A free ride. Unfortunately, I can't read either of these two people's handwriting, and neither of them gave me their names. Yay! Victory. Not just for me, but also for the other victims of Andrew Wolnez. It's a start. I won my court date.
You can charge this for me.
Yes, sir.
Names that take my fucking fast charger.
Again?
All right.
Is the one that works or the one that don't? Perhaps this one. All right. Anyway, they are trying to pull the wool over my eyes, though. The judge said she's not allowed to tell me any of the laws. She's not allowed to let me know what the legal procedures are. I have to ask a lawyer about that, which means that I literally have to have money or they can railroad my rights by denying me the right to know what my rights are. On the bright side, I already looked them up. I already know where the cops screwed up and what laws they broke. With Andrew Wolnez not being allowed even in sight of me now, hopefully some of his other victims, like the other Sean, might spend some more time around me. And although I don't agree with all of his decisions, if he's with me, Andrew Wolnez can't touch him without going to jail and or prison. It's unfortunate that it got this far. He could have apologized. He could have stopped. But he didn't, did he? And now there's consequences. He repeatedly violated the protection order. That's on him. I'm actually going to end this video. I could really use some sleep, but I'm probably not going to get it. There's a lot of stuff I have to worry about. Anyway, you know how we end these videos. Good to be rid of you. Thank you for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and your sister's keeper too. And no victim left behind.